Yes, sir. We're back with another video. This time, a thought video because I had thoughts about a situation, and then like who else to talk to you with to talk to it about? Can't use my words right now. Who wants to talk to about my thoughts than with you guys? There we go. The words came out finally. So I was watching this YouTube. I've been following this guy for years. Captain Midnight. He dropped this new video about this new Spider-Man TV show. It was like titled Spider-Man show that was really made for babies. It's like this show called Spidey and His Amazing Friends. He just goes on to say it's like if I can summarize the video properly. But let me do this properly, right? It shows how like kid shows are like kind of simple, but like it's like a good gateway for kids to like get into superheroes like Spider-Man and whatnot. So when they grow up, it'll be kind of like their way of like, okay, this is my Spider-Man, this is Spider-Man I grew up with, and whatnot. Even comparing it to like the Spider-Man he was introduced to was like the old '80s show, like Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends and whatnot. Then it was like the other, I think it was like the '90s show with Venom and whatnot too. Just like the different entry levels for Spider-Man was different now than it is, or back then from it is now. Even like when I was a kid too, my introduction to Spider-Man was the Spectacular Spider-Man and the Tobey Maguire movies and whatnot. You know what I mean? But this show, it's like not even a show like you can watch with your parents, or like he said it perfectly. It was like a show that the parents just turn on and have the kids watch, and they do whatever they have to do. And like it's kind of like a lost art in my opinion of like TV shows you can like watch with your kids that are engaging for them, but also engaged for you, like you could like watch it with them and like be somewhat engaged. You know what I mean? So I was thinking, what was a show in my generation that would have been a good comparison? I feel like a good example of that would have been Superhero Squad, because I feel like Superhero Squad did like a great job of introducing new characters, but also being like very kid friendly too. So I just wanted to compare the two. So like what I did was, to be like very fair, I was gonna watch the very first episode of Spidey and His Amazing Friends, then watch the very first episode of Superhero Squad. So I started off with Spidey and His Amazing Friends first, and like I could only get through like 6 minutes of the show, bro. Like it was just like it was like a baby show. Like it was like, and I think he even said it too in his video, like in his title, like this show is really made for babies. Like the plot, very simple. It's about teamwork and whatnot. Gwen and Miles are arguing. They're trying to like show off their powers, like try to get the mission to like stop the Rhino from stealing the gold and whatnot. And like it was just like very dragging on. I was like, I couldn't watch this, bro. Like I was kind of bored with it. It was kind of like a chore watching that. You know what I mean? And like it was really made for kids just to sit back and watch. But you as an adult, you can't watch it with your kids, bro. You're just gonna have to do something else, like take care of your chores. Do take care of any home at home work and stuff like that. Just not a fun show to watch. Just as a casual, even like if I had kids or whatnot. Don't have kids, but if I did have kids, this would be the show I put on when I'm doing stuff. I said that point verbatim at this point and nailed it, and you guys said. But then move on to Superhero Squad, and like 6 minutes in, I'm like, okay, they already explained the plot pretty thoroughly. There's the good guy city, bad guy city. Bad guy city has a gate. The gate got broken, and now there's monsters coming out. Superhero Squad has to come in and save the day. Also explained too how there's an Infinity Sword. The Infinity Sword got broken. You find the shards too before the bad guys do. And also, Iron Man has this cool gizmo. Tells us what heroes we need for the job. All that in 6 minutes. So in the first 6 minutes, we got the concept, how heroes are being deployed and whatnot, and even like catchy theme song too, like the visuals them going superhero mode and whatnot. The other show they have the exact same thing, but again, it's just, I think life is a good word, because like it's very, I think the abuse of 3D animation style is like a thing now, where it's like it doesn't look that appealing to the eye. Like I feel like this 3D animation style is very like lifeless and not that great. And I feels like, I wouldn't say lazy, but I feel like it might just be laziness, because I feel like is it that 2D? I think 2D might just be harder to make nowadays too. I feel like 3D is just easier to make than 2D. So I think that also plays a factor as well. So like just comparing the two, even like intros as well. Like their intro was okay and whatnot. It was cool visually. Then Superhero Squad, it feels like it was like a modern day intro made for, I think, these kids with their low attention spans too, because like it's very flashy. Things are going on. You're getting like kind of like the POVs of the heroes. Like you fly with Thor, him going throughout the city and whatnot. Then you fly as Falcon too. Like this whole show if it's just comparing like kid show to kid show, Superhero Squad like really washes them. It's like it still stays true to being like a very simple kid show, but at the same time, like as an adult, you could tap in like halfway through, like okay, this I'll watch with my kid and whatnot. This seems fun, and I feel like when it comes to a lot of kid shows nowadays, like there's not like a lot of stuff you could watch with your parents anymore, like or parents go watch with their kids. Because again, just comparing myself, like I had like Ben 10. My dad was down watching Ben 10 with me and my brother. Avatar: The Last Airbender. My dad was down to watch that. Teen Titans, even like Codename Kids Next Door at times like that. You know what I mean? Like a lot of shows they were made for the kids with the idea of parents watching with their kids as well, so they can have like some enjoyment. You know, follow along with it. You know what I mean? Yes, there are like baby shows and whatnot. I feel like again, my generation, Dora the Explorer, Wild Wild Wubsy, even like what's he face, The Backyardigans too. Like that was like full on baby kids show, which you know the parents could turn on and have you do other stuff and whatnot. But when it comes to like you know the hero stuff, I feel like at that point that's like a level up for your child, and I feel like at that point you can have like some a little bit of storytelling, but still keep it kid like to get them engaged. And I feel like Superhero Squad did like a great job of doing that. While with this Spidey show, was just kind of boring, like very boring and like very I don't want to say on the nose, but just dry. Like obviously it's not made for me, obviously, but like hypothetical world, if I were to have kids, I was going to sit there and watch a show with my kid and whatnot. I'd be like, bro, it'll feel like a chore watching that with my kid. While with Superhero Squad, if my kid was watching that, I'd be like, you know what, I can get behind this. I can watch this with my kid. It won't feel like a chore. It'll be some type of amusement and whatnot. And then tying back to like you know his point too when it comes to like introduction to heroes and whatnot, Superhero Squad was like a really good show introducing like a bunch of heroes and whatnot. So like that was an introduction to, like Falcon, Reptile, even like seeing stuff like Silver Surfer 2 in action when I see more of him, and just like all these other heroes, powers and whatnot. Even like Mole Man too. I didn't know much about him and whatnot, but like seeing him in the show, like that kind of intrigues. Like, oh, who are these characters? And then you have that, you know, like I want to say, ingrained in your mind. So like when you get older, like when you come in, like you know, I'll say like the preteens, like you know, 10 to like 12. That's when like you start to get into comics for real, for real. You can read now. You're like, okay, let me check out these heroes I used to watch as a kid, and read their comics. And then like with this, the Spidey and His Amazing Friends show, it still has that, like it will still get kids in, but it's longevity of them, like the kids being like you know 3 to 4 up to like when they're 10 years old. Like I feel like a 10-year-old is not gonna watch the show, but with Superhero Squad, for sure you could get like a 3 to 5-year-old to watch the show, even like a 10-year-old too could watch the show as well. Like I feel like up until like maybe we could say like 5th, 6th grade, they'll keep watching Superhero Squad. But like with this show, like a 6th grader is not watching Spider-Man, Spidey and His Amazing Friends. But I could see a 6th grader watching Superhero Squad, if that makes sense. So it was just, I feel like the babyfication, that's not the right word, or coddling of kids nowadays, where like, you know, they're making shows overly simplistic and to a degree where not everyone can enjoy it together as a family, like with and whatnot. It's kind of just like this is made for the kids. Who up the band? We're done. Only the kids will enjoy this. Instead of kids can enjoy this, and adults can watch it too. I feel like that's that kind of art, that balance is kind of being lost. And it's like very separate for real. Like it's this. There's either kid shows, adult shows. And I think that's kind of because like even like the preteen shows, there's like barely any preteen shows out there. Like as a teenager, even preteen to teenager shows, because like teenagers like PG-13. Like y'all have movies and whatnot, but like it's like preteen shows. We had like a bunch of those. Like we had like the Wolverine, the X-Men. X-Men Evolution came out in 2000, but like I watched it when I was like a preteen. Static Shock, I watched that as a preteen, but that came out in 2000. Like a lot of Danny Phantom, but that also was like I was 4 years old, but like as a preteen, that was still a good show to watch. Like a lot of that middle ground TV show, I feel like that's like a lost art now. Let's just search. Oh, let me transition. You guys see this too. Yeah. Let's just search. Oh my god. Bang. Bongo. Preteen shows. modern day. Or just search kid shows. And maybe that will pop up with preteen shows. Oh no, they're still showing my stuff. Kid shows. Kid shows of 2025. Let's search that. Wow. There's new kids and okay, look at okay, there we go. There we go. This should be something. Oh my god. Pause on this side, whatever. All these damn ads. Okay, there's really like Sesame Street, the truck show, but like Barney. There's like no okay. These are kid shows though, but like, so we can't compare that. We gotta find the preteen shows. I think like let's find. We'll just search teenage shows, teen shows of 2025. Teen cartoon. I can't even spell cartoon, bro. Okay, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. That's a decent one. I remember that. Gumball, kind of. What was I thinking of like action stuff to like that good middle ground? Images. Yeah, there's like no shows for people nowadays in their teens to like have like all they had was like the Spider-Man show, which was this was solid. Freaking what's he face? I'm not counting what's that show? I just saw it. Castlevania because that's like a mature show though. We're talking about like, you know, stuff your parents will be okay with you watching as a teenager or preteen. And they will not be having watched because there's like sex in that show too and whatnot. It's just like you have to like sneak off to watch that. We're talking about like Ben 10, Danny Phantom, Avatar level of TV shows for kids nowadays. And I think just going to my point that's just gone now. It's either just like kid shows or just what's he face adult shows. Well, anime, if we're counting anime, sure, because you could get away with anime. I think anime does count for this argument, but like at that point, Invincible not really, no. That's too in the line. Yeah, some animes for sure. That was a movie though. What's this? Do you mention Dizzle Circus? Like an action show? I don't know. I think looking at this is just still prove my point how it was like that was a quick Google search, but like it was hard for me to find preteen shows. I felt like what we'll try one more time. We'll transition back and let me Google teen cartoons and 2000s. Like already we have options. Like I said, for X-Men Evolution, that was good. Even Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the Justice League Animated, Teen Titans, Danny Phantom, American Dragon, Teenage Robot. Like when it comes to action superhero stuff, we'll just stick to the superhero stuff. Like so, X-Men Evolution, Justice League. Like right then and there, we have two in also Teen Titans. We have 3 shows introduce you to like superheroes and whatnot, kind of in that preteen teen era where you it's like kind of like serious, but you can still get funness with it as well. Like this right here is a lost art in modern times. Like there's no more middle ground. It's just kid stuff for like, you know, actual children or adult stuff. There's no more preteen, teen era stuff for TV and whatnot. I think that's the point I'm trying to get at. That era of TV is like kind of gone now and kind of lost and very rare. Like the only thing we found for real was that Spider-Man TV show, Spider-Man the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man show. That's all they got. And I feel like that's kind of sad. I feel like we need more shows for the preteens and teens, especially like, with American animation and whatnot, and cartoons. Yes, yeah, we have anime for sure. I feel like anime, like I had that mix of anime as a kid and whatnot, so I had like, One Piece, Bleach, and stuff like that. But when it comes to just, just level cartoons just for you enjoying and whatnot, that, you don't have to like, not pirate, but, with the subs and whatnot, is a dub. Like cartoons are like, for the teens and preteens, are just like kind of gone at this point. They need to bring that back. So yeah, that's really my thoughts. It's kind of like a ramble for real, because like I just, saw this video, then wanted to compare, what kids will watch back in my day, which would be like Superhero Squad if they were that age, compared to this show. Then it kind of went on to like a transition of, how in general there's just like baby shows and adult shows. There's no more pre-teen shows. And I feel like this right here is like the epiphany, is that the right word? Of that. Where like, we have a superhero show, but that's just made strictly for babies. And it's not even like a show you can watch with their parents or whatnot. It's just like strictly for kids. That's it. There's like no real dipping in other pools of ages and groups and whatnot. It's just like made for the kids, and that's kind of it. But yeah, I kind of rehashed my points over and over again, but like that's kind of how my thoughts are right now. Hence the name, my thoughts about things. So, it'll be right there, the subscribe button. So yeah, that would be it for the video. Hopefully y'all enjoy this little ramble and whatnot. Just me sound like an old man, I guess. But I'm not even that old. I'm 25. So like I'm not old. I'm still in my prime. Like actually. So yeah, that's it for the video. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. If you did, please like the video and subscribe if you don't mind. That'll be greatly appreciated. And yeah, that's it. I'll catch y'all next time, alright? Be easy.